It's 9 o'clock.
Good evening, and welcome to the 1927 Club. As always, I'm joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Rhys David Evans. Good evening, sir. How are we?
Not bad. It's like, glad the weather's come down a bit, mind. It has been sweating the last few days.
Say that again, it froze a bit then.
So I'm glad the weather's cooled a bit after the weekend we had.
Yeah, it's been, the rain's come down a bit, mind, at times today, haven't it? Belting down.
Oh, God.
Good for the rivers. Get back fishing money, get back off holidays, then. Happy days. Just a quick show tonight, guys. Obviously, me and Rhys talked about the Southend game Saturday. Nothing really changed too much. I know Si done a live last night. And for all the members, we done a live on Monday evening as well. So, yeah, not too much has come out really, but nothing to shout and scream about, I don't think, is it?
No, same old, really. And the 21s are playing tonight. And I think we're playing tomorrow.
Yeah, just seen that now. 2-2 at the moment. 2-0 down, and we come back to 2-2. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that goes. I think there was a bit of unhappy people when they announced it was changing to an under-21 fixture, but I don't know, I suppose.
They're sly, though, aren't they? They waited until people bought tickets, then went, by the way, it's not going to be a first-team friendly now. It's kids.
Yeah, I know lots of people who've gone down and travelled and have still gone down, so fair play to them. It's a good experience anyway, and for the under-21s, and show a bit of character now as well, especially if they can try and get another goal now and nick it and, you know, come away with a 3-2 win. But who knows? Exactly. But again, it's minutes in the legs. Important this time of year, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, that's just the thing now as well. Get minutes in the legs. It's a good chance for the manager to see some of the youngsters as well in a different environment. See how they approach the game, how they react.
Has Barry Murphy gone down tonight, do you know?
I'm not sure. I wouldn't be surprised. And if he hasn't, they're probably filming it, recording it. You know, they have an video analysis and stuff that do this sort of thing, and you can view back to see what the youngsters are doing and stuff.
Yeah. One question I wanted to put to you and some of the members in the chat and those tuning in and watching us. I think it's come out over the last. There's been a few Chinese whispers, and I'm not confirming anything is true, but there's been a few rumours about Chris Willock's attitude, maybe in Spain. And obviously, you've seen him start in the game for the under-21s tonight. Can we read anything into that? Do you think there's been a few rumours about potentially him moving on? What's your initial thoughts when you seen that tonight?
I mean, I think it's time for him to. First of all, I think it's time for him to go regardless. I mean, if he was fit enough to play today, he should have been fit enough to have minutes on Saturday. I thought. I mean, it's not exactly. I don't know if there's that big of a difference. You know, the extra two days rest for today. I think it's time for him to go. When you look at it, right, I don't know his best position. We've seen him last year. He plays on the left-hand side. He's right-footed. The full-back will always show him the channel. He will never take. He'll cut back in on his right every single time. He's too easy to defend against. He's not got the pace to beat this man. I don't think he's got the confidence to beat a man. He looks like a number 10. Then would you play him ahead of Ruben? I wouldn't. Would you play him ahead of Robertson if Robertson plays 10? I wouldn't. I think BBM is looking at wingers. You've seen that, especially in where we play the 4-2-3-1 sort of formation out in Spain now. He has his wingers staying high, staying wide. beat the man, get beyond the fullback, put the ball in the box. Willock doesn't suit that style of play. It was a strange signing that when we got him anyway, because again, I've never liked this idea of inside forwards, inverted inside forwards. We had Bowler the year before, and it didn't work with him either. So I was always confused by the signing of Willock, and it's probably best now. He splits, he goes off, and I had a message about 3 weeks ago saying a lower end championship club had made an inquiry for him. I messaged Si asking had he heard anything, and he said he will check for me. And then I think he mentioned last night there's rumours going down that he's in talks to leave. So hopefully,
yeah, we'll see what comes of that. Obviously, when he's still with us, and we're still wearing the shirt, obviously we'll still support him. But it's for me looking at it. I think my initial reaction was if something had happened in Spain. Fair play to BBM. He's not taking any shit. He's setting his stall out early, and he's letting the players know that he's the one there and he's pulling the strings. Like,
and that's the thing, and it says a lot, really, isn't it? When you're looking at the Spain trip, right, and you come back praising the youngsters rather than one or two of the first players. I think if you're looking at it, I know you can't really judge much on the first two games, but if you're looking at it, you come away saying Darlan doesn't look like his strength toughened up a bit. He looks like he's struggling. Willock disappointed me. Atete really didn't do much. I mean, looking at 3 or 4 players thinking, I think we can move him on. And you look at the youngsters and you come away saying, he stood out. He gave his all. He's taken his chance. So I think, it's a good problem to have. And I think it's probably a player you can afford to lose. You can get him off the wage bill. And it's nothing against him, but if we didn't have Willock last year, you would have missed him. There wasn't a difference if we had Willock or not. So the same this year. I don't think there's a difference if we lose him or not.
Yeah, no, fair point. I'm going to jump into the chat in a second just to say good evening to our lovely followers. Good evening, Sue. Hope you're well. Evening, Mark. Mr. Morgan, Stephen Morgan. Good evening. Let me scroll down here. Paul, evening, lads. How's it going? Not too bad, but nearly at hump week of me, so nearly halfway there. Jonathan, Michael Rosaic, free agent, turned down in a new contract down with Arsenal. Can't say I've heard of him, to be honest, but have you heard of him?
Defensive midfielder, I think it was. And again, we're going to get linked to every single one and anyone around now, let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's just trusting the manager.
Manny Barton and Trey George have scored the 2 goals for Cardiff under 21s this evening. Mark says taxi for Willock. Yeah, it's not looking too clever, I don't think. Time for Willock to go, isn't it? Write it off as a bad signing and get a few quid for him. Just not working out, Joe. Again, he was another one last year that just not consistent. And I don't put it down to him not playing regular, but I think you can say it for a lot of our players last year that the form was so inconsistent, and it obviously had a detrimental effect because we got bloody relegated. But I just don't think we haven't seen the best of him, have we? This is not all his fault. Like I said, it's the way we set up last year. You can't play him on the wing. You can't. And again, he can't beat his man. They show him down the line, and he never takes it. He always cuts back on the inside. I mean, you see, O'Dowd was more effective with El Ghazi on the wing because the full-back, when he had that sort of combination, the full-back had a tough choice. Do I follow the runner over Dowda or do I stick to El Ghazi? Because either one could go on the outside, one cut side. But with Willock, he's going to cut back his side. So if you see the runner, you just got to stick with him because he won't look for the overlap pass. He will turn to his right foot and put a ball in. So he was way too easy to defend against. I think he lacks the pace. He looks more of a 10. But again, I wouldn't drop Ruben for him. I would say he's near Ruben's level. And again, if Ruben's... It could be a case of Ruben could be 6 out of 10 for a season, but you know he'll give 100%. Whereas Willock, you can't say you've seen 100% from him. So therefore, I wouldn't get him near the first team. So it's probably best he goes. And he's not the only one. There's a few others, like Atete. Chambers looked like he struggled with the pace of the game on Saturday, right? That's another one. Again, I would be surprised if they're big earners because
these players got offered contract. Like Willock was offered a contract extension by QPR, and he turned him down for us. So obviously we've offered more money. So I can't imagine he's on a cheap wage. So if you can get rid of him and bring 2 players in, I'd be happy with that.
Yeah. Bob Bank 27 says initially thought it was for fitness issues as he missed the second game in Spain, but seems like a bit of a statement from BBM. Yeah, that's how I've looked at it, mate. John says no great loss if Willock goes, but we now desperately need some quality coming in. It's the under-21s, Tim, so Purse is in charge there, not BBM. I think Tim did say Darren Purse was in charge. I wouldn't even play him on FIFA FC 25. Be interesting if it was Willock who's having to do the laps out in Spain. Willock doesn't work anywhere near hard enough. BBM won't put up for it, and I'm all for it. Yeah, I get you. Don't blame BBM. He has a job to do. 100%. And I'm glad he's setting his stall out early. And I think Ruben's work rate have kind of gone up again. I know it's pre-season, them 2 games, but I think he's had that rocket up his backside. Perhaps that's been needed, really.
Yeah, he looks like he's toughened up as well, and he's bulked up a bit. He was shrugging off defenders and midfielders on the 2 pre-season games. I mean, they were trying to bully him off the ball, and he was standing up and putting them on the floor. So
yeah.
It looks like he's taking.
Brother Joel was the same, mind. He's not afraid to put it about either, mind, is he?
Exactly. To be fair, it's brilliant. It's funny enough. I was listening to an interview earlier with an ex-footballer talking to Kev McNaughton, and Kev said that I never had any ability. All I had was I'd give 100%. I'd run non-stop, and that's all Cardiff fans wanted. They loved it. And it's the same right now. Like, I mean, if you haven't got to have the ability, but if you can see you giving 100% every game, the fans will take you. So, there's certain sections of our fan base which are to criticise regardless, but as long as you can see Ruben's giving his all, we're all behind him. We all want him to succeed. Because if he succeeds, it means we succeed. So,
yeah, 100%. Brandon, good evening, buddy. He stopped training against West Brom last season. Most of the bloody team did, but I think. Mark says plenty of QPR fans warned us about Willock. BBM probably seen still bad eggs in group of players not required. Paul says, I thought the younger players outshone some of the experienced players.
Exactly.
Evening, Rhys. Haven't seen you for a while, buddy. Hope you're well. To be honest, I'm starting to think if we had played a few of these youngsters last year, we might have had a better chance of staying up. Spot on, that is, mate. I think we said a couple of times last year, didn't we? Dylan Lawler, especially after that game against Villa. We would have liked to have seen him in the side a little bit more. I know it was a big gamble with him being so young, but I think, he's showing what he's capable of. Again, I know it's pre-season and there's nothing on the game, so to speak, but I was really impressed with the 2 games he was involved in.
Yeah, I said it's pre-season's hard to judge. As long as they keep them levels up in training, the manager will see it. And if the manager sees them in training doing it all the time, they will get given game time to do it.
Tell Willock I found his teddy. Half-time oranges. I don't think we are going to see any major changes in or out whilst the potential sale discussion takes place. Can't asset strip and isn't going to spend any more on new signings. And let's be honest, I don't think we were expecting Cardiff to kind of give BBM millions of pounds. I think we probably would be relying on free transfers and loan signings, won't we, if we're completely honest?
I mean, yeah, and I think if you look at the players that are outgoing, it's got to be the high earners like Chambers, who probably will go on a free because his wage is so high. I mean, you're not going to see the sale of you're not going to see the sale of someone with value. No offense. Like, do you think? I don't think Willock's got any real value. If a club comes in and says, "Look, we'll take him off your hands for free," I think we're all saying that's great. He's gone. So it's one of those. I think we will see sales before anyone comes in. But again, this is a guy who's coming to a club now. He's only seen 2 games. He's still probably not 100% convinced on what he needs and what what he's got right now, because you can't really tell in 3 weeks, 4 weeks. You can't look at a team and go, right, I need this, this, and this. That's not good enough. I need to see more. It's going to take us some time.
Jonathan says, Kevin McNaughton is putting himself down harshly. He certainly had some ability, one of my favourite players. And a great song as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, but to some context that, mind, he wasn't saying he wasn't got the ability. What he was saying is, on the left-hand side, you had someone like Andrew Taylor and Demalki, and he said he would get beyond the full-back and he put a cross into the box. And Kev said, I didn't have that ability. That wasn't my game. I wasn't looking to get beyond the winger and put cross in. My job was just tackling and running. I said that I didn't have the ability to do anything else. That's what I did, and I did it to my 100%. And it is true. Like, you've seen players like Eddie Johnson come to Cardiff. They haven't got the ability, but they give 100%, and fans will take to them.
Yeah, 100%. Steve Morgan says Ruben needs to show this season a good 70 to 80 minutes in a game. The boy's got so much ability. Do you reckon that their agents spread these rumours how good players are before we buy them? We always think we've signed Pete Pele, then get disappointed. 100%. At the end of the day, the agents are like salesmen, and they want as many clubs interested as possible so that that value can get driven up. There's more options to get the best money, really, I would imagine.
But what happened to the days of scouts? Like, we used to have scouts, and surely one of them had gone, right, I've watched this Willock lad. This is what he offers. This is how he plays. This is what formation and setup he need to play. Surely one of them has gone and done that. Because we signed players that no one's heard of for. Simic, we signed him, he can't fit in our side. They signed Kanga, doesn't fit in. They signed Willock, let's be honest, doesn't really fit in. El Ghazi, I think they're just signing names, really. It's like, he played for Arsenal once. Let's get him. He played for this team. Let's get him. Do you know what I mean? It's wild.
John Watkins says, if halftime oranges is correct, we are in serious trouble. Current side's not ready to challenge, and if no one comes in, some of the players we want to keep may lose faith and look to leave. It's a fair comment. Come back to that one now in a second with a question. We can't wait for more sales to start bringing in income in. The season is less than 3 weeks away. Spot on. Josh, what are you doing? Halftime oranges, with all the ups and downs of all the last few seasons, I can't believe how excited I am for the start of the proper season again. You're not on your own. A couple of people have said the same. Jonathan says, Chambers and Hovarth need better agents, so they might drum up some interest. I think Rhys would act as an agent for Hovarth, wouldn't he, Wet?
Oh, my God. I'd sell him big time. I honest to God, right? There's people who say they can sell sand to an Arab, but they can sell ice to an Eskimo. We need one of them who can sell Hovarth to any team, because he's just, honestly...
Rhys says he's always excited, but weirdly more excited this year than I have been for a while. A chance for a new start that we've been so badly needed for so long is exciting, and then the potential of a new owner.
It's also the case of we're looking at the charge of playoffs, and minimum we should be. And again, when you're chasing playoffs, that's exciting. So I'm looking forward to this year.
Here's an interesting statement from Mark Cox. I think Omar Reza done a good job in the last transfer window. Would happily have him working in our recruitment team.
Yeah.
Richard Blake, I drive Hovarth myself. Rhys would pay for the petrol, I think, but...
Tell you what, man, Swansea got to be looking for a keeper, surely. Like, we can swindle them. Surely we can swindle them. Oh, no, if you buy our best player, that'll make you look so much bigger than us. Just...
Sorry to hear that, Brandon. Thoughts with you, Bert. Steve Morgan, you're right, Rhys. Too many people in the club don't know what they're doing. Let's hope the sale of the club helps moving forward for the future. Again, I just don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. Ian says, Cardiff lads playing in a Cardiff shirt. I can't wait for the Peterborough game as they're beatable but aren't going to sit back. The good thing is what BBM has said about signing, which are only going to be specific ones that fit the team and style. I can't see the club signing players now for BBM without his say. I don't know. Apparently, we were in 3-2 now, apparently. Yeah. Who scored Seals? Let us know. I know Rhys will be a great fan of this comment. Rhys should be Cody Dreamer's agent. We won't pick him up, Rhys, won't we?
Honestly, God, he'd suit this style of football. Attacking full-backs. He's got the legs, the pace, the energy. Hands down, I take him right back.
Cody Dreamer would cost a fee. I think we'd be in a better position now to argue for a fee for him. If that is the case, I don't know the ins and outs of it, because obviously Hull are desperate for money, I think.
Use Chambers. He's an experienced centre half. You give us him, and we'll take Cody Dreamer that you don't want. I'd happily take that.
Wigley scored our third. Mark Cox had our season tickets this week. Really looking forward to this season. I have all mine digital now, so they just come through as passes on my phone, like on my Apple Wallet.
Mine's on a card, mine is. And the photo I've got of mine was me hangover to shit. So it looks absolutely awful, the photo does. You
must be earning too much money in that currency department in work, but because I weren't paying 15 quid just to have a card.
I was really once. I paid £5 now. It automatically renews it for me. So it's not too bad. And again, my phone is old as shit, my phone is, so I couldn't get digital if I wanted to anyway.
Right, this is a question that's probably been asked on previous podcasts, but it's going back to the question, or something. See if I can find it. I think it was from Halftime Oranges. I don't think we are going to see any major changes in or out whilst the potential sale discussion takes place. Tarn can't asset strip and isn't going to spend any more on new signings. If that's the case, and obviously I don't know any truth, and I'm not going to pretend to know it because I don't. So if we say now nothing's going to come in, no one's going to come through the door before the first league game or before Christmas, what kind of message is that sending out to supporters, do you think?
I don't think money guarantees a good player. So I'm not concerned about the lack of money available to sign someone. I mean, we've seen the clubs build up a winning side from free transfers and stuff. I didn't expect us to go to spend $1 million or $2 million on players, so I'm not bothered about that. If the talks are ongoing, then yes, there won't be money being spent in that regard. We'll still be bringing players in because there'll be a budget set for the season, and you'll see players go in, which will free up wages for that budget. So I'm not too bothered about that.
Here's another question, and I'll word it in a different way then, perhaps. So if we have a season this year, and the likes of Ronan Kapakia were playing 75% of the games, Dylan Lola, Joel Colwell, Eli King's having a run in the team, and we finish mid-table, and those players are developing, is that a successful season? It's hard, isn't it? Because there's points to argue on both sides. So I'll go with what I think. If we finish mid-table this season, you lose the likes of Salek and things like that then for the following season, I think.
Yeah, and this is it though, because Andy Campbell was on previously when he said getting promotion meant the end of his career at Cardiff. And you think about it, you get promoted this year now, and maybe like sort of Kapaka was MD not good enough for the championship. So it's one of those, you've got to go to the championship. Promotion has to be the goal, because if you're on the championship with the budget you've got, you haven't got to lose your bigger players, and you could add to them. So no, I'd say that's a failure. If I'm honest, I'd love to see the players develop and win promotion, but if I had to pick promotion or developing, it has to be promotion. Because again, you could, if let's just say we mid-table and they played 80% of the games, we might have to sell them in the summer, and then we're League One without them players anyway. So it has to be promotion, I think, for me.
Yeah, no, fair comment. We'll go through the comments now and see what other people's thoughts are. Good win for the under-21s down in Yeovil. Come from 2-0 behind to win 3-2. Well done, the youngsters. The youngsters are flying the flag. Jonathan is his sales pitch to Hull. Chambers is very talented. Hull can play. He can play centre back, left back, centre mid. Far too good for League One. Would you like him in a straight swap for Cody Dreamer, who you hardly play? Send her via email you want to know. Post it all over social media. Lots of people passing on their condolences, Brandon. Rosaic probably wants Chambers' wages. New member. Welcome, Jonathan Howells. Thank you very much for joining. Anybody else who's tuning in for the first time tonight, if you do want to support Cardiff City World and the work Simon's doing, there's two ways in which you can do it. Like Jonathan, you can join via the YouTube channel, follow all the links on there. Or you can scan the QR code. It'll take you through to the Ace Podcast Nation Patreon page, and you can become a member that way as well. But yeah, thank you very much for joining. All the support from all the members is fantastic. It really does help Si to continue posting content 7 days a week. Well, he'd be buggered if we weren't helping him, mind.
This is the biggest show on the channel. This is, I think, 27.
I can't wait till he's a millionaire now and he can look after us.
He replaces us with AI.
Yeah. Hey, I've seen some of the stuff he's done for us on AI, but it's surprised you haven't replaced us already.
I can't tell you.
Andrew Roberts, good evening, my friend. I'm confident we will get Man City and Chelsea loanees in. BBM's network will be worked. Yes, I'm hoping so.
I think we've got to remember as well, I don't remember a couple of years ago when Steve Morrison came in. We were fighting relegation. And he said he was going to come up with a list of players he wanted to sign. And to be fair, it took a while. And then come the January, he went, this is the right back, Cody Dreamer. I need a midfielder who's mobile, who can play the pass through the channels. Tommy Doyle comes in. He said, I need a striker who can hold the ball up and see a game out to go to Uche. I need a striker who can get beyond the defender and brought in Hugel. They allowed him to find who he needed and sign them. If we allow BBM to do the same thing, I think it might take a bit of time, but he will get the right players that he needs for his style of football in.
Yeah, 100%. That's a great point as well. Richard, would you take a quiet, low-spend transfer window if it meant Tan sells up?
I think we'll have a quiet window regardless, but yeah, I'm happy if he sells up. A lot of people are saying, though, this is going to happen fast. This is going to take months if this is happening. This is a good chat the other day. Gary Neville talked about it, and he said that the new fit and proper testing, it takes months and months to do it does. And they go through everything. They go to all your income, where your money's coming from, if you could support the club, all sorts of things. So even if the fee is agreed tomorrow, it's going to take months for it all to get signed over and stuff. So
yeah, and I'm a bit the other side then, whereby there's been a lot of rumours the last couple of days around the different consortiums and things. So, how much do we really know that hasn't been done behind the scenes already and nothing's just been leaked? We don't know, do we? That could be the case. They could have been speaking to this South African consortium for the last 3 or 4 months, maybe. And if that's the case, it might happen sooner rather than later. I'm not saying that's what's happened, so don't quote me on that. But, I'd be surprised if they could keep something quiet like that, because nothing seems to be quiet. It always ends up coming out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised. Mark Cox says he expects a few loans and free agents. Welcome aboard, Jonathan. Oh, you're having all the welcomes now, John. Ian says, if the players are developing correctly, we shouldn't finish mid-table. I suppose if we're going to rely on them youngsters, mind, it's a big step up from playing under 21s to be thrown into a League One. And I'm not saying the players that we've got are not capable to do it, because I think they are, without shadow of a doubt. But it is a big step up then from playing under 21s to playing League One football Tuesday, Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah. Again, it's such a tough thing. I think he will sign players. He will be identifying areas, and that's what pre-season's for. All his games, so he can see what he's lacking in individual players, individual areas, what he's to bring in. And again, a lot of people are saying they're worried because nothing's happened yet. There's no. Again, we've for once we've got a solid base of a side. And just need to add one or two things to it. You haven't got the rushy sort of things. We've seen him rush before in the club, but panic signed and it's failed. So I'm happy if he's taking his time.
Yeah, happy days. Bob back 27. I would live in hope that it means the club is being sold and be excited to watch some of the youngsters develop. 100%. Halftime oranges. We have to set our stall out in the first game against Peterborough. A statement win. I predict 4-0 City. I love that. And on that prediction there, Saturday night, when the 1927 club return on Saturday, we are going to do a prediction show. We done it last year, and well, we're not going to discuss it because I think me and Rhys had us getting promoted last year, and we finished bottom of the league. So we'll rattle through the fixtures on the weekend. It'd be great if you guys can get involved as well in the comments, or print the fixtures out, make a little note of your predictions, and then perhaps we'd have some kind of competition and go from there. But I'll have a chat with Si, see if he can put something out on socials for everybody, perhaps to see if they can print the fixtures out, put their prediction down, and we'll kind of work out some competition, who gets the most fixtures correct or scorelines correct, something like that. You can win a prize. You can sit next to Rhys at the next live event at the end of the season. I like this. Rhys and Matt's Barmy Army. You've got to put my name first, or you put Rhys's name first. He lives in the SA postcode, man.
I did it behind, I am.
Imagine on AI ranting Rhys. Who signed Frederick?
It was Godong B, I think his name was. Frederick Godong B. I'm sure that's the one. We played Bristol Rovers, I think, in the League Cup, and he missed the goal for like 2 yards out. He did. He hit it over the bar. He was absolutely. Again, I think after he left us, he retired. Unfortunately, that is one of the many players we had under Oli, I think it was, back in the day.
It's a new name I've seen in the chat. Carmen Nature Sounds. Hello all. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in. As we mentioned, guys, it's going to be a short one tonight. So we would probably be around for another 5 minutes or so. I'll continue working through the comments. But obviously, we do really appreciate everybody getting involved. Rhys's favourite name in the whole wide world, this is. Good evening, how are? Evening all. Thoughts on renaming the stands? Read somewhere that they may rename the family stand in memory of Wits. I think that would be absolutely first class. My only thing is with that, if you're doing that, like obviously Saul Bamba passed away, I just think it's hard to remember every single person who's put a Cardiff City shirt on. There's so many people who've sadly lost their lives, and I'm not taking anything away from Peter Whittingham because he was without doubt probably one of the best players I've ever seen wear a Cardiff shirt in my lifetime. But yeah, it would be a nice touch.
I absolutely loved Wits. There should have been a statue built for him, let's be honest. What he did for our club, I mean, you'll never see a player that great again play for us. And the sad thing is, when they had the fan advisory board meeting, they asked, was there any truth that there was a statue built? And the club basically came back and said, no, we're not planning anything. They had one friendly game for him, his Villa, and that was it. The club that washed their hands and they done. I think it's a disgrace, to be honest. So, again, they do more. He's a club legend. He's literally a legend. I've never seen a player near his level. Kumas great, but Wits did it year upon year upon year in the Championship. The amount of times I've heard players say to me, oh yeah, Premier League club coming from January. And he'd say, no, I'm happy at Cardiff. And then sign another contract at Cardiff to stay.
What if we could have the red seats where the flags are covering?
Right.
What if we could ditch the red seats and have them flags painted onto the seats instead of the red flags?
Yeah, I'd take anything.
If there's any bidding artists out there who reckon they could do that, get in touch and we'll put that forward to the club.
Like you see, again, these pictures should be outside the stadium. Around the stadium, the pictures of the players on the glass and stuff. One of them should be him. He is a modern grade. I mean, he's probably the best championship player of all time. Adel trapped one season, and people talk about that. Wits did it year upon year upon year. I think he had top goal scorer with 21 league goals on the left-hand side of a midfield. Not in a winger, just a left-hand side midfielder. It's wild. He's the greatest left foot I've seen.
Yeah, he was a special man. He very much was. Graham, good evening, buddy. Better late than never, my friend. Whittingham played most of his career at Cardiff. Yeah, fair play to him. His passing was a dream to watch. Pinged it all over the pitch. Genius. Yeah, that left foot was like a magic wand, wasn't it?
Sadly, I think Warnock didn't like him, did he? I know. I remember this. Is it not Kevin Blackbell? What's the other one? Oh shit! The other coach with him. I can't think of his name now. But one of the coaches with Warnock was saying that him and Warnock never understood the hype around Whittingham. They didn't get it, and then when he came to Cardiff, this first training session, he said he was just 10 steps ahead of every single player on that training ground. He knew where the ball was going to be. He knew where to put the ball. He was outstanding. But to me, I said Ronnie Jepson, he said he just thought he didn't get the hype, but then when they seen him, they understood it. But I think at that point, they're probably thinking they made their mind up, and that's why we've seen Witt score. Because you could have easily dropped him to a deeper role like a McPhail, sit in front of the back four, and just ping the ball about.
Yeah, 100%. Vincent Taylor agrees with you there. Definitely Whittingham, best player in the championship. Phil Jones says he thinks he was joint scorer with 22 goals the 1 year. Amazing from midfield.
So he was joint scorer with Nicky Maynard, who's at Bristol City at the time, and Witt scored a goal in the playoffs, which meant he goes ahead of him because the goals in the playoffs count towards the goals of the season. So he beat him by 1 goal, I believe.
There you go. There's a bit of knowledge for you this evening. Rhys Lasky says, we do it all the time, Suze. The club never respect the service of the players. Proper corporate view on the players. They're assets, not humans, it seems. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I'm not disagreeing and I'm not agreeing, but obviously they've done some... Is it in the Canton stand? They've done some pictures up on the wall?
Yeah. There's a mural of Witt, a spray painted one, and one of Sol Bamba. And I think so the Witt's one is literally next to 103 when I go up to my seat. And it is lovely, but you think there's so much more you should be doing. I mean, I don't know who's in charge. Is it Wayne Nash I keep hearing about? He's supposed to be in charge of things, I guess. And you're thinking, why can't I do more? Like, we've had some absolute legends play for our club. And the only time we get to see anything about them is a little picture framed next to the toilet walls. It's disrespectful.
Yeah. Right, we're going to love you and leave you. Rhys, thank you very much for joining me again this evening, buddy. I shall see you again now Saturday night. Don't forget to print out your fixture list, and we'll get our predictions in. And obviously everybody in the chat then Saturday night, if you want to join along as well. Like I said, we will run some kind of competition. There'll be a prize for the winner at the end of the season. I know it's a long way to go, but less than just over 2 weeks away now, aren't we?
Yeah, well, I can't wait. But honestly,
I'm going to have to watch the first game in sunny Spain in a bar in Spain.
I got to watch the first game from work and tamping. But again, every 3 o'clocks I could do, but if it's 12:30, I'm buggered. But yeah, I can't wait. I miss that buzz of the football. I miss being under the canton with a pint in my seat chanting, seeing all the empty seats around me. Get a stand what I want now. I can't wait.
Right, thank you very much, guys. No Star. Take it easy. See you on Saturday. As Josh just said, like and subscribe. Share all the posts on social media. And if you're not a member, become a member. Cheers.